Back with another video, folks, and I'm at Kohl's and look at this. I finally found the Thomas with the rolling stock for the 80th anniversary. The motorized ones, new for 2025, and Percy. Here's one of the two that I'm interested in. And yeah, they just did not have duck, but yeah, they just don't have duck. So yeah, and I'm not gonna repeat myself. I promise, folks, I won't repeat myself. But yeah, now I finally have these other ones that I'm interested in. So yeah, once I get these today here at Kohl's, then I'm gonna say that I'll have 5 of my favorites out of the 6 that I'm interested in, and the last one to find after I buy these 2, the last one will be duck. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna go pay for these right now, and yeah, all right, let's go, folks. Got the other trophy, yes sir. Percy, Thomas, that each come with their own rolling stock. Let's go.
I scan it?
Yes, I will scan it already. Oh yeah. So yeah, folks, I am gonna buy this. How do we do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, we got Thomas
And
down. Gotta do Percy now. Okay, so I'm back home now, folks, and yeah, I just want to show you guys this paper one last time. See, oh, let me come over here. So yeah, this line right there, that line right there, everything up here is what I said before of the 2 most important type of trains that I love to collect. Out of all types of trains I love to collect, are the 2 most important ones that I love to collect out of all trains that I love to collect is the 4 regular model train scale collections of Thomas and Friends, which is right there as you can see. And then regular model trains in HO scale, N scale, and O scale. Those are the 2 most important type of trains that I love to collect out of all types of trains I love to collect. And one of the other types of trains I love to collect is this stuff right here. And even this stuff too. Well, Trackmaster, I don't collect, and Motorized too, whatever the name of it is, but I call them Trackmaster still. That Trackmaster I still collect of. I still collect Trackmaster once in a while, depending what it really is or whatever, but mostly I just only get the ones that are for a limited time, and if it's a special one, or you can only get it at a certain place. Mostly, but sometimes they get other types of Trackmaster trains or whatever though, because the only types of Trackmaster trains that I still want is the Motorized, Talk and Gordon, and then Snow Clear and Hero for the 2 Trackmaster trains, and then the one more Wooden Railway train I want is Molly, which I've said those before. And yeah, so yeah, folks. Yeah, but Wooden Railway though, I mean, after I collect Molly, then as for Wooden Railway, I'm done collecting though. But the only type of wooden railway, or wood, whatever you call them nowadays, but yeah, the only type of wooden railway trains I would collect nowadays are just the ones that are limited editions, and you can only get them at a certain place or a day out with Thomas, you know. So yeah, and yeah, I know there's other types of trains and like DVDs as well of trains that I love to collect, but yeah. But all you guys have to remember is they know like the 2 most important trains out of all of the ones that I love to collect. The 2 most important ones I love to collect are model trains of HO scale, N scale, and O scale, and the 4 model train scale collections of Thomas and Friends, which you guys already know what those are. Those are the 2 that I love to collect the most out of all the other types of trains that I love to collect. And this is one of them that I love to collect. But yeah, because I mostly focus and usually like focus more on both. Mostly I focus more on like my model trains, all of my model trains as I'm older. So yeah. So yeah, here's the list again. So yeah, no, that I think I've showed this off before, but no, there's really not that much else to say. So you know, I'm just gonna leave that right there, and yeah. And I promise, folks, I'm not gonna repeat myself. So yeah, oh, I did have to switch the batteries and put some new batteries in James. So these batteries right here are pretty much garbage now. Leave those there, and then these are all new ones right here. There's a screwdriver, and then yeah. So now we'll unbox with Thomas and Percy for case A. I think these ones are the case A, I believe. I don't know. I think these are case A. I don't quite know. I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure they're case A. So here's what I can say now, folks. Let me point out to the ones that are my favorites, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I now have 5 of the ones that I'm interested in out of the 6 for the whole entire 80th anniversary Motorized collection of Thomas & Friends new for 2025. I now have 5 out of the 6, which you know what they are. Classic Thomas, Talking Classic Thomas, Classic Gordon, and now I have Thomas with a rolling stock, and now Percy with a rolling stock. So yeah, I now have those 5. So the last one to find now is Duck. That also comes with a rolling stock. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And then after I find Duck, then you know me, I'm done collecting the rest of this range and everything. Like, forget all the other ones that there are to collect, such as like Nia, this Nia right there, Classic Nia, and Classic Percy. I think those would be the only 3 left to find once I find Duck. But I'm not going to bother with those ones after I find Duck, because you know me, I'm more into model trains now, like I said before. And I won't repeat myself about it either, folks, alright? Even starting right now, I won't repeat myself. So yeah. But however, folks, like I said yesterday too, or whatever, I don't know when I said it, but yeah, but here's something new though, folks. Well, maybe not new, but I don't know. But I've said this before, that as long as there's a Thomas train that's not 100%, as long as there's a Thomas train that's not 100% all engines go, and that Thomas train used to be an all engines go, and now it's a different Thomas train of like the CGI Thomas or a model series Thomas. Yeah, basically, as long as it's not 100% all engines go, and that it used to be all engines go, and now it's another kind of Thomas that I'm into, without it being all engines go, then yeah, that's one thing to get it. But if it's like, let's say, half all engines go and half of another type of Thomas, whether it's a CGI or a model series that's not all engines go, basically whether it's a train that's half all engines go and half not all engines go, then I'll have to decide about that one too. Maybe I would collect those, I don't know, but as long as it's not fully 100% all engines go, then that's all that matters. And hey, even if I get something that's half all engines go and half not all engines go, then if I get something that's half all engines go and half not all engines go, then that's one thing. But just as long as it's not 100% all engines go, you know? So yeah. Alrighty, yeah, I'm gonna unbox these right now, folks. I'm going to unbox these right now. Stop talking, stop repeating myself, and yeah. So yeah, but more importantly, folks, I'm done collecting Trackmaster for a long time after I find Duck. Once I find Duck for this new line, I'm done collecting Trackmaster for a long time. unless I find those other two type of Trackmaster trains that I've been wanting for years, and same with like finding Trackmaster trains that are for a limited time or it's a special edition or you can only find it at a day out with Thomas for those reasons. And for Wooden Railway, I only get Wooden Railway trains nowadays if it's for a limited edition or if it's a special kind or you can only find it at a day out with Thomas, you know? So yeah. Because yeah, these are one of the trains I love to collect, but you know the two most important favorite trains of mine that I love to collect, which I already said. Because most importantly, folks, just as long as everybody knows the two most important trains that I love to collect, which I already said what they were, and that I do not like to collect anything all engines go, that's 100% all engines go of anything. As long as everybody knows those, then that's all that matters. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna stop repeating myself. So yeah, let's get to this unboxing, shall we? I think I'm gonna start off with Thomas first. And then Percy. But yeah, no, once I find Duck, then yeah, I'm definitely going back and sticking with the model trains. And yeah, because that's what I do most of the time, is model trains nowadays. So yeah, alright, enough talk. Okay, folks, so I have the batteries now in Thomas, and now Percy, I have the batteries in them, and a couple things. Well, the first thing is that, yeah, this diary thing, whatever you call this, because this is the Thomas and Friends wall and picture frame, or whatever it is, with the two tunnels. This is the one that came with the Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle O-scale Lionel set that came with Sir Topham Hatt and the two conductors that I still can't find. And it came with a CW80 controller, the set as well, and it also came with this as well. That, well, my basement got flooded yesterday a little bit, and half of this got soaking wet, and yeah, it's still a little bit wet and hasn't fully recovered yet though. But, and I'm thinking to myself, do I want to buy this? Should I buy this separately as well? Even though I already have this one that I got in the set years ago, should I buy it separately as well? And that's when I had the new idea in mind. I had a new idea in mind and said to myself, well, for depending what they are, depending what it is, that of whatever the opposite I have of like in a set or a separate whatever, that basically whatever way it goes, that I should they rebuy it however way of the opposite that I have, only if it's an emergency. Like this is an emergency right here, but in my type of way, because obviously this got soaking wet and everything, and yeah, look, just see the paper and everything, it's like pretty much all ruined. And yeah, so I might be buying this. I might buy this separately as well. So then this one, I'm still gonna keep this one as a souvenir, just so then I can say that I still have it, because I don't want to throw it out at all. I'm not gonna throw this out at all, even if I'm gonna buy this separately as well, just to make up for what happened here with this one. So yeah. So yeah, that's that. And second, folks, I'm sorry to say this, but for somebody like me, it's hard for somebody like me to stop repeating myself. I know I've said the same things over and over, and I keep saying that I'll stop repeating myself, but I don't. So for somebody like me, it's just hard for me to repeat myself. And I know that some of you guys already know what I mean and everything and what I'm talking about. But for somebody like me, I just like, the way I am, I just like think in a way that maybe I should remind everybody so everybody knows. But then again, everybody already knows, and I don't have to keep reminding them. I should just enjoy the trains that I love to collect. And whatever I decide with trains that I may or may not collect, or would never ever want to collect, and change my mind about those as well, or different kinds of trains that I don't have to repeat myself about it though. I can just collect them, or why, as long as I don't repeat myself. So yeah, because folks, what I'm gonna say is that just as long as everybody knows, the two most important trains that I love to collect out of all types of trains that I love to collect, because I love to collect all kinds of trains, but the two most important trains out of all the types of trains that I love to collect are the two most important and two favorite all-time favorites of trains that I love to collect out of all types of trains that I love to collect. Because out of all trains I love to collect, the two most important trains I love to collect out of all of them, which you guys already know what they are. I can just say model trains, but I don't have to say the two kinds because you guys already know what they are. So yeah. And yeah, but I feel better talking about this and telling you guys this, so yeah. And I try my best not to repeat myself. So yeah, but all I'm gonna say is that as long as everybody knows, most importantly, folks, most importantly, just as long as everybody knows, the two most important trains that I love to collect out of all types of trains that I love to collect, that, and same thing, that as long as everybody knows as well that I don't like to collect anything Thomas all engines go, as long as everybody knows the two most important types of as long as everybody knows just as long as everybody knows the two most important trains that I love to collect, and same thing, that as long as everybody also knows that I do not like to collect anything that's 100% fully all engines go. As long as everybody knows those, then that's all that matters. So yeah. All right. So now that I have that off my chest, I feel a relief now. And yeah, if I do tend to repeat myself, folks, then don't worry about it. Don't mind me at all if I do, because I do struggle with it a little bit though. So yeah, don't be taking advantage of me at all though, because even though I struggle with it at all, even though I do struggle with it a little bit, or what, that they have to remember, folks, nobody's perfect in this world, all right? Like, nobody is going to be perfect. Not everybody has to be perfect. You see, I'm not perfect, and why? Because, like, sometimes I have a hard time repeating myself. To stop repeating myself, I should say. I don't know. But yeah. Alright, folks, enough talk about this. So now that I got that off my chest and feel better, now let's get into the real video. So let's start off with Thomas. Here we go, first run. And let's have him go this way. Yeah, if I do tend to repeat myself of the same things that I always talk about, of the same thing of everything that I talk about, if I do tend to repeat myself, folks, just ignore me. And yeah, if it's the same thing that I keep repeating myself in the future about, and in my future videos and YouTube posts or whatever, like, just ignore me on that. If it's the same thing that you heard me talk about over and over about trains, just ignore me if I repeat myself, and you guys already know what it is that I keep repeating myself about. So yeah, just whatever you do, just ignore me if I repeat myself in the future. And yeah, because I'm more in a mindset just focusing on like the trains that I love to collect without having to repeat myself on YouTube, telling everybody that I should just collect the trains that I love to collect and just do unboxing reviews of them without repeating myself, and to get more subscribers, and more followers, whatever, So yeah. Oh no, I'm stepping on it. Nope. Ah, shoot. I feel so much better talking about this and everything, so now you guys really know. So yeah. Okay, Percy, it's your turn. It is your turn, Percy. Your turn. Now let's have you go this way, actually. Yeah, going forward, folks, if I repeat myself of the same things that I keep talking about, that I talk about today and in the past, of what I talk about, the same things over and over and over again, just ignore me. If you heard the same thing from me about trains over and over again, just ignore me, because I do have a hard time to like stop repeating myself and everything. So yeah, but I've been working on it. Because all I have to do, folks, is just collect the trains that I love to collect, and then do unboxing reviews of them, and not repeat myself of types of trains that I love to collect, and what I want for trains, and like this and that and everything. Like, you guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. All I have to do is just shut my mouth, keep collecting trains that I love to collect, and just do unboxing reviews of them, but without repeating myself. And yeah. Because now everybody knows now what types of trains I love to collect. Everybody knows now. So that means I have to stop repeating myself. But if I do repeat myself, then that's on me, and you guys just ignore me if I do. But I've been getting better at it, though. I've been getting better, not repeating myself, you know. So yeah, all right. All right, you know what, folks? Actually, let's do this. Alrighty, folks. That's it for today's video. Leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.